Hello, welcome to Amina's Moment. I'm so glad that you were able to tune in tonight. And as we always say, thank you for tuning in last week. And we're really grateful for the doors that God has opened for us and the doors that He is currently opening. And we also thank Him in advance for those doors that are going to be open in the future. So we appreciate your input. We appreciate the fact that you're spreading the word. This is what it's all about, and this is just the beginning about actually reaching young people, and that is our ultimate goal. So, as always, we want you to know that we are not here to give you advice, but these are little pieces and nuggets of information that you can use to create. You take those ingredients and you create your own recipe for success. So, let's get right into tonight's video. Okay, tonight we're going to be talking about your body being a temple. And I will say this is very dear to me because I have not always treated my body as a temple. And I have some notes, as always. Sometimes I feel like when I sit down to write that it's so much, and sometimes I have to stop myself from typing because I can't say it all in the amount of time that I want to share. And so one of the reasons why I chose this particular topic out of quite a few of them that my husband kind of wrote down was because I've had young people tell me that it's been difficult, and it is difficult for them to remain sexually pure. And so, I don't know if maybe if you're younger watching this that you're like, well, what does that mean? Abstaining from sex, basically. So before we continue with that part, let's go back to the title. The word temple is in there, and you may say, what does that mean? Well, that is just your body. So, how are you treating your body? What are you doing to it that is proving that you value your body? Okay, I realized that maybe 25 years ago, and I'm going to just toss that number out there, that this particular topic would not be appropriate for someone who was 12. And I know for me as a school counselor, I've come in contact with a lot of students who were in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade that they have shared various stories with me that I, on the inside, did like this. I can't believe that that's what they're engaging in. But at the same time, I recognize that this world is changing. There are so many advancements out there from things that are on the internet, just so many things that are accessible that now our young people, they have the opportunity to see more and to be exposed to more. So we're trying to, again, turn this thing around into something that's positive. So back to this temple stuff. I will admit I was not a virgin when I got married. And one of the things that I can say is that realizing the value of what my body stood for and who I was as a person did not take place when I was 15 years old, did not take place when I was 16. It wasn't something that I 100% took to heart. It has nothing to do with the way I was raised. It has all to do with the way my mind was and what I was thinking at that time. And so one of the things that I'm hoping is that you will reconsider, if I can just get one young person to reconsider how they treat their body and what they allow others to do to it, then this entire video will definitely be all worth it. And so I want to share with you that when we're keeping our bodies pure, it has nothing to do with just keeping away or staying away or protecting ourselves from various diseases that are out there. It has, of course, things to do with that, but it's not just preventing pregnancy. It's not just preventing a boy or a male from being a father. That's not what it is all about. It is truly, truly about how you value yourself and what you think about you. And I have heard parents, not a lot, just some, who have celebrated even the virginity of their children on an annual basis. And I think that is phenomenal because so many times attention is given to those who may have fallen, who may have had a baby, and then all of a sudden they get all this attention. But what about those that are saving themselves? And so I want to encourage those of you who are, continue to do that, because at that point you are putting a label on your life and on your body that no one will be able to taint. And you have that control. And so that is very, very, very important. I know that as teens, boys and girls, you all tell each other you love each other. That's a whole nother topic. I will definitely say that. But in the midst of that, recognize that if a person loves you, if a person values you as an individual, they're going to treat you as such. They're not going to look at you as another person just walking by that they can hit it and quit it. They're not going to do that. That is the reality of it. But if in fact they value you, they're going to say, let's wait until we are ready. And so many times I think in life, people feel as though they're ready to do things. I know for me, I thought that I was ready to go away to college when I graduated from high school, but I wasn't. And I didn't. Now, this is just me. I'm not saying that this is for everybody, because again, what works for me does not work for everyone else. I didn't move out of my mother's house until I was 27 years old. Now, that may seem like, okay, well, what were you, why didn't you leave? It's not that I didn't have a job. I had my degrees. I had a career going, had my own car. I'm making my money. But it was a matter of me being ready at that point. And when I knew for myself that I was ready, that's when I decided to move. And that's when God opened up doors. So again, I'm not trying to push my religious beliefs on anyone, but that's what worked for me. And so one of the things that I want to give you like an example, when you get a new phone, how many of you have taken your phone and just tossed it the day you got it, or allowed a child to play with it or something like that? Typically, you're going to get the case, you're going to get the screen cover, you're going to do all of these things to protect your phone. Why is it that we protect things more than we protect ourselves? Just think about that. Because I remember when I got my Avenger, at the time I was so excited. It was, it was 2008. It was a new car. And I'm like, okay, this is great. I didn't even want my mom driving my car because I felt like she wasn't going to drive it the way that I did. As silly as that may sound, that's just the way I felt. And so when we think about how we're protecting ourselves, how we are valuing ourselves, we're not going to treat it just like any other thing. It's going to be something that someone may come along and say, well, can I test drive? And you're going to say, no, I need you to prove to me. I need to see a driver's license. I need to see, let me know, have you had any car accidents recently? You want to make sure that the people that you trust your things to, your body to, they're worthy of it. You don't want to just give it to any and everybody, because that's not the kind of person you are. You are not an average individual. You are beyond that. You are special. You are unique. And I tell you this every week, you're beautiful in your own way. So don't allow someone to come along to use your temple and to use it up so that when you do decide to commit to a lifelong relationship, that now it's like it's abused. It's been used so many times. You don't have to have that testimony. You don't have to have that story to share with someone. You can actually say that I waited until I knew that I was ready. And I want to encourage you to do just that. And I would like to say that if in fact you feel at your age that you are ready to give your body to somebody, I want you to think about this. Have you known them for a period of time where they have proven themselves to be trustworthy? Because a lot of times, I tell my young people at my job that typically middle school kids, they change and bounce from relationship to relationship like people change underwear. And I believe that with everything that's within me, only because they fall in love and they're just so, oh, he's just so wonderful. Oh, she's so cute. And then like a few months later, they hate each other basically. And so we have to remember that the test of time, it will show a lot. The things that you may see today, the things that you may feel that are how a person is today, they may not be like that 6 months down the line, a year, or even years down the line. And I tell so many kids all the time, okay, I know that you may feel this way about a person. I never ever want to take what a child, a teenager, or even a young adult says to me and say, well, no, that's not how you feel. I don't know what's in their heart. They may actually feel that way. They may not understand it and have the full knowledge about how they feel, but they may feel that way. So I never ever take away their feelings, but I do tell them, make sure you have control of your feelings. That is very, very important. And getting back to the temple, have control over your temple. You don't have to give in to all the temptations that may come. You can be strong. You are a valuable individual. And I do have something I want to read to you. Value who you are. Be different and save yourself. So when you decide to give your temple to someone, they have proved themselves to be special and unique, and they will not treat you like the average Joe or Sally. You are not average, you are valuable, and you should be treated as such. You are beyond the norm. Average shouldn't even do for you. You deserve the best, and I don't ever want to see you settle for less. And so I want to thank you for tuning in this week, and I want you to think about, how do I value my temple? What am I doing with my body that's different from the next person? In a positive way, mind you. And so I want to encourage you, if you have friends or family that may need to think about how they're valuing their body, you don't have to be a teenage parent. You don't have to be the one where you've had multiple children. But let me say this, and I didn't have this down, it just came to mind. Just in case you have not saved your temple, just in case you have given your body over to those, do not feel as though you cannot begin again. Am I saying you're going to be a reborn virgin? I don't particularly believe in that, but I do believe that just because you get a car dirty doesn't mean you can't clean it up. And I want you to know you are just as special as the next person. So remember that. I hope to see you next week, and you have a phenomenal evening.